Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna get comfortable for a second, okay? Let me see here. Okay. Raise your hand if you know who I am. Oh my name is Jilly Torrez, and I also go by Water Priestess on Instagram. And even though I'm the Water Priestess, I'm gonna bring the fire today because I am so passionate about this water. I started 9 years ago. I'm 32 today, about to be 33 this year, and I just went 3-3. And I've been with the Enagic family for over 9 years, and I was slow. Raise your hand if you knew me back then. Okay, there we go, yep. And if you knew me back then, I was the quiet little small town girl, just, showing up to the Enagic events, not really knowing anything about network marketing, with my hair straight, trying to be something I wasn't. And slowly but surely, I started to really see the passion come alive within me with water. So this first, can you guys see the PowerPoint? There we go. I'm here representing my Chumash ancestors from California, indigenous to California. Thank you, there you go. I'm also representing my Mexican ancestors from Mexico. I'm also representing my German ancestors, my African ancestors, and my Middle Eastern ancestors. So you girls a mix. I'm a mix. So a constant theme in my life was just like I didn't fit in anywhere, and I was just, trying to be everything and everybody else. And I grew up on a ranch, so small town girl. And I slowly started to get into the lifestyle of college. I was on ADHD medication. I was diagnosed bipolar. I went through a lot of the system telling me that I was stupid, pretty much. And as I started to get into college and partying, I had this awful experience with going to the hospital. If you know a little bit about my story, follow me on Instagram, you'll learn more about my story. But the water came into my life at such a pivotal point at 22 years young. And the person who showed me this water is my ex-boyfriend. So he quit, and I was like, what do I do? And so I just want to shout out Colton. I think I saw him. Yeah, Colton up here. So the person who brought me into the business quit, and then Colton is the next upstream. So you'll hear a lot of these water words with the way that we share. And I started to really develop this relationship with Enagic because I lost an upstream. Like I didn't really have a one-on-one direct person. Raise your hand if that's you. Okay, it's common, it's out there. And so getting into Enagic, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with this, right? And I go to my first Enagic event, and I see all these -3s on stage, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, like I can get there. If you're sitting here seeing all these speakers on this stage, and you're sitting there with the doubt, I want you to just imprint that memory into you now. Because there's going to be a moment when you guys are up here, on this stage, and you're going to remember what it's like to be there. A little bit about my journey. I didn't come from money. I struggled with government assistance, and going into what I like to say is that Enagic it took me from one class to another class. Right? Like lower class to upper class. That is a huge opportunity that the entire world, once you start to get to know this company, you'll see that a lot of people in this company actually started in a different class. Do you guys know how important that is to talk about in this profession? You are exactly where you are meant to be. We are rising our tides and helping people get out of their current situation and into something that can better their life and literally change it upside down. That's pretty much what happened to me. So I want to shout out Giordano. I know Daniel did already. Giordano. Stand up if you're here. Can't really see that far. There you go. There he is. Giordano is one of my biggest leaders in my stream. He's opening up Italy, and he really became a leader before I became a leader. And Wakewater Co., Wake to Win, will you guys please stand up? Let's go. Woo. This is the part where I always cry because this business turned into my family. And everybody that you see in the audience there is standing up here with me because I didn't get here alone. And when you realize that, that is something that is going to change your relationships. So every single one of those people on my team are my family, and I care about them, and I love them, and I pour into them. And they make me a better leader because I listen to my people. I stand for my people. I heal those relationships as I was building my business. So if you guys can already tell, I'm kind of a love bug, right? I'm just such a love. And I remember, anybody go to GU? The event, right? Oh my gosh, I was a 3A and I get on stage and they're asking me to speak and I'm like, this water is love. And we just gotta share the love. And I was like, gosh, I need to be more like stoic like Colton. I need to be a little bit more like funny like Daniel. And no. That's missing the point. So a little bit more about my water journey. This is kind of what I'm known for. So if you're a water geek like I am, I dove into this water. I started studying Masaru Emoto's work with water. And if you don't know, do you know Masaru Emoto? Raise your hand, the scientist. There we go. If you don't know his work, let this absorb. The way you speak, your water molecules in your body structure depending on the way you speak and the way that you feel. So I got so into water that I ended up flying to Tokyo, Japan, and I was able to study water on a microscope. So you can see some of the pictures there. And because I didn't have an upstream, I ended up going to Okinawa. And raise your hand if you've been to Okinawa. Yeah, okay, raise your hand if you want to go to Okinawa. There we go. Okay, so for those of you who are new to this company, Okinawa is the heartbeat of this entire company. Okinawa is this tiny little island off the coast, and it has this essence about it. And I knew I wanted to go to the convention, yet it was Okinawa that I really wanted to experience the most. So I found myself going to Okinawa by myself. Granted, I sold all my stuff. If anybody's ever done this before, I sold all my stuff, got my backpack, and I'm like 23, 24 years old, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to Okinawa, and I'm gonna go exploring. Broke up with my boyfriend at the time, and I met the most beautiful people in Okinawa. I had the most expansive experience and the most humbling experience. And that is when I realized that I was inheriting something. This is my inheritance, Wakewater Co. Now I'm gonna give you guys a few little business drops in here. So, when you think of inheritance, look at the commission structure. We call it a co-mission structure. When you're looking at the co-mission structure, who sold you your system? And who sold them their system? And who sold them their system? And who sold them their system? You come from a lineage. So now you're starting to see this lens, right? This lens of inheritance. So you come from a lineage with Enagic, okay? And in that lineage, The commission structure was actually created to give back to the ancestors. If you guys don't know this about the Japanese culture, they really honor the ancestors. Has anybody ever been to Japan, like cemeteries? And they're just so extravagant, they're so beautiful because that's a part of the culture. Now, a little business drop here. What I have found that has helped me grow my business worldwide, we just got back from a worldwide wake tour, is to stop acting like you know everything. I think in America, we do this a lot, is that we think we know everything. Yet, when you start to humble yourself and to learn about different cultures, that's going to allow you to greet and acknowledge the other cultures that you're working with. So who's here to grow their team all over the world? Raise your hand. That's the way that water flows. Water always seems to go to the lowest point. That's a water code. If you know me, I'm all about the water codes. Another water code is that when everything else is expanding, water is contracting. And when everything else is contracting, water is expanding. So water defies gravity, and all water knows how to do is rise. We are living water. So if this is the first time you're really hearing this concept, you might have been living your life like, oh, I started this business, and there's all these other people making money, and I don't know about network marketing. I don't know about this industry. I don't know about this, right? Or maybe you've been stuck in loops. Maybe you've been stuck in a little self-sabotaging loops, right? Well, remind yourself that you are water and you are here to rise. And if you let yourself get the trainings, receive the inheritance that is here for you, and the support that is here for you from Enagic and all these other teams that are pouring into you, you're going to rise. You just got to commit yourself. Anybody have commitment issues? Right? Okay. Who wants to commit to this right now? Okay, raise your left hand. So say, repeat after me. Say, I in your name.
I in your name.
Devote myself to this water.
Devote myself to this water.
And to being of service through this business.
And to being of service through this business.
If you want to add something in there for yourself, add something in there for yourself. Maybe you want to say something, just add your own thing in there. Okay. I'm going to hold you guys accountable to that. Look to your left and look to your right and tell the person to your left and your right to hold you accountable. There you go. Shake hands. I see you guys hugging. All right, so really for me, Wakewater Co., it was a vision of mine. Raise your hand if you want to build a community with this business. Okay, let me talk to the community builders because some of this is in our blood. I got my grandma and me. She's like, oh, come on, children, come on, let me just make you a real good meal and get to know you and sit down. That's part of me. Some of you are like, nah, this Jilly girl, she's a little bit too lovey-dovey. I don't know about her. I'm just here for the money. That's cool too. Let me tell you this though. There is nothing more fulfilling, like really fulfilling. And I can stand before you as somebody that was previously diagnosed bipolar, that I can tell you I'm genuinely a happy, joyful person today. Consistently. If you know me, you know me, right? And I was never like that before, and I didn't realize that it was really about pouring into other people. And it was about helping other people become leaders. And I can't, you know what makes me cry the most? It's not when I walk out on the stage. It's when all my leaders walk out on the stage. And I'm like a mom in the corner with my phone, and I'm like, oh, that's my baby girl. Right? That type of relationship relationship that this business gives us, this is why I call it an inheritance. So I'm here to share a little bit more about our journeys and a little bit more about our worldwide wake. So, like I shared, you have to have respect for the culture. Now, I'm going to talk about Okinawa. I'm still learning the culture of Okinawa. I'm still learning and really allowing myself to see the foundations of this entire company. But you know what just blows my mind? Is that not everybody wants to go to Okinawa. And when I went to Okinawa for the first time, this is us this past March 2023. You remember how they canceled the birthday in March? Well, we went anyway. We were like, let me just invite myself. And so we go to Okinawa, and you might be representing these water systems, and you might be sharing it, through your businesses and through who you're connected with. When you actually go to the factory, you guys, raise your hand if you've been to the factory. Okay, quite a few people. You get to see, when we're talking about everything's in-house and, all OEM, original equipment manufactured. Well, do you know how important it is to actually go and document and touch where these systems come from? And the fact that they have such a high quality standards, yet you're not going to really experience that unless you go to the factory. So there's something about Okinawa that was pulling me more. And this is when we met Mr. Oshiro in Okinawa. And this is what just humbled me. They kept driving us around in this bus. Shout out Tina, if Tina's in here. You are the best tour guide ever. Can we please give a round of applause for Tina? Our team knows Tina. We were asking her a million questions. If you go to Okinawa, ask for her to be your tour guide. She'll probably give you all the questions that we asked. And so she was sharing with us. We go to the facilities, and she's like, Mr. Oshiro doesn't just do things for profit. He does it because it's right. It's right to do. So my ancestors have a concept called getting into right relations. Getting into right relations with your brothers, your sisters, your family, your team. What does that mean? You come into integrity. One thing that you're going to see about every single person on this stage is that we have a very high integrity to uphold within this company. All of these leaders, if you were like me, I didn't know I was out of integrity until I started learning to be in integrity, and that's the secret of my business, is to stay in integrity. And what's in my integrity was to learn more about this inheritance. Like, who is Mr. Oshiro? Why is everybody so excited about him? Right? It's like, has anybody else felt that way about this Mr. O guy? Okay, it's all good if you're new. I see the hands. So let me tell you a little bit about indigenous cultures. And I just want to, can we please give a round of applause for the indigenous peoples of this earth, please? Because there's so much history that is erased that most people don't really know what is really going on. So let me explain it to you in this way. What happened on Okinawa, if you go to Okinawa, you'll see a lot of military there. You'll see a lot of helicopters and planes flying around. And what you'll notice is that the indigenous people there are very compassionate, right? So during the war, who's read his book? Who's read Mr. Oshiro's book? Okay. If you haven't read the book, it should be in the store. If you walk outside, it should be in the store. Get yourself a copy. And he tells his whole life story about being indigenous to this island. And the indigenous people of certain islands, certain places, have relationships with the land, with the people that come to that land. And there's certain ceremonies and certain rituals that they have that just honor that. So, for example, one of them is in Okinawa, they actually take the ocean water, because it is so full of minerals because of the coral reefs, and they water the Yukon with it. How amazing is that? Can we say that in California? Probably not. The water is not the same. So here we are in Okinawa, and I start seeing my team come together, and this is something I want to say too, is that you gotta have compassion for the fact that every single person that you're gonna meet in this business is human. We're all human. We come with baggage sometimes. We come with past collaboration, and we come with all these different visions of who we are. So what you want to do right now is, I'm telling you a little bit more about Enagic's vision and my vision. What you want to do right now is get clear on your vision. You want to get clear on your team's vision, whatever team you're on, and then you want to get clear on Enagic's vision. And that crystal clear vision is going to tell you how you fit into it all. Does anybody ever feel like it's so much to fit into, or maybe the money and the people on stage, like you're never gonna get there? Well, let me tell you, you've got to see that there's 3 parts to this. We are interdependent, meaning we, like water molecules. My team hears me say this all the time. Living water molecules, when they're alive, they come together and they break apart, and they come together and they break apart, and they come together and they break apart. That's interdependence. Has anybody seen the blood analysis video? Yeah? What happens to water molecules when they're stagnant? They get stuck. Like the blood, right? Like the rouleau in the blood. We'll relate that to your life, okay? Maybe we got a little bit of codependency going on. Maybe we got a little bit of codependency going on with our jobs and our bosses. And we're blaming those other people outside of us because really we're just scared to step into our entrepreneurship journey. I gotta tell it like it is. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I didn't come from this, lineage of entrepreneurs. I had to figure it out along the way. And compassion and the Okinawan culture showed me so much more than what money can ever buy. So here's the map that we have when you go to Okinawa. I would take a picture of this. They hand this map to us, and I look down at the map and I'm like, what? Enagic is doing all this stuff? Wait, what? I didn't know there was a kindergarten. I didn't know there was a senior citizen place that they have machines. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that Mr. Oshiro bought a hot spring for the elderly to go to when it was going out of business. I didn't know that Mr. Oshiro bought an entire ice rink for the youth. I didn't know the philanthropy of this company. And it has, yeah, let's go. My bar was right here. If you know me, I'm super big in nonprofits and giving back. He just set my bar so high, and I'm so honored to share this with you because I'm like, people don't know about Enagic, people don't know about Okinawa, people don't know about the indigenous community, people don't know. Do you know what you're a part of? Okay, thanks. I'm really passionate about it. So here we are at the Osaka factory tour. Osaka is, you gotta fly to Osaka and then you'll fly to Okinawa. But this is really what I wanna share with you guys that just melted my whole heart. So, if you know anything about indigenous cultures, a lot of our ancestors were displaced. Meaning that when colonizers came in, a lot of the indigenous communities had to move away. And what happened on Okinawa during the war, and this is all in his book, is he talks about how he had to flee into the jungle. And Sadake is an area of the island where his village was. And he's rebuilding it right now. He's reclaiming it right now. That is huge. Do you know have that vision for our people? to be able to reclaim that. So let me tell you a little bit about Sadake. So one of the things that you'll learn about Okinawa, is anybody a diver? Scuba diver? Okay, there we go. Free diver. I'm a mermaid, so I like to go into the water and, dive and look at all the coral. If you've never been scuba diving or snorkeling in Okinawa, it's like an underwater Grand Canyon. And right outside of Sadake is where you'll see all the coral reef, right? But then you go up this giant hill and it's the EAPA building. The golf course. Have you guys seen the golf course? There's Tina. Hey, girl. She's the one who took us on this tour. So you'll see the golf course, and then there's actually Mr. Oshiro's home, where he tells the story about where he came from and what he's doing and how they have a convenience store and how they're building a high school. And the whole premise of this high school is to build the children's dreams. You guys realize how this commission structure, this company, is built for the next generations? Did you know that you can give your inheritance, you can give your distributorship to your children? Like, let's give a round of applause for the children. Like, this is the heart of Enagic. This is giving you more of a clarity of like, what is this company? Like, what is this, right? So, the biggest thing that I want to say about the gift that I've gotten from Mr. Oshiro and his values and just this company in general is the process of gift giving. One of the things that helped me be the best leader that I am today is because I'm a giver, and I also know how to fill up my own cup, right? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to raise your hands in the air. And go ahead and stand up, because we're just doing it. Raise your hands in the air, stand up. Okay, stretch a little bit, anchor it into your body. And while your hands are in the air, I just want you to think about, what do you need to do right now in your life to fill up your cup? What do you need to do in your life to build the team that you want to build? And just reflect on that for a second. I see some of you got your eyes closed. I love that. You're dropping right in. What do you need to build? What do you need to do in this moment to really come back to yourself? To reclaim yourself so that you can be the best leader that you can for your community, for your family. Okay? And when you're ready, what I want you to do, actually, let's take a breath. Breathe all the air out of your mouth. Take a big, deep breath in. And you're going to bring all that intention straight to your heart. You're going to bring your hands to your heart. Bring your hands to your heart when you're ready. And just reflect on everything I shared with you of this company and who you are. And that devotion that you made to yourself. And I want you to see it right now. I want you to see yourself by 2028. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's on your team? Where are you traveling? What lives have you impacted with this water? What do you see for yourself? What do you look like? What does your hair look like? What does your children look like? What are your family? And start to envision that right now. And when you're ready, you can yell out, "I claim it." I'm definitely a heart-led leader. I'm all about the heart. So when we were in Okinawa, I want to shout out to my goddaughter, Lily. She was the first Kongan baby. This is what Mr. Oshiro called her, Kongan baby. So this is Lily. Everybody meet my goddaughter, Lily. You'll probably see her around here. It was the first distributor baby on tour to visit Okinawa, and they were so excited when we got on the bus. They gave her a car seat, and they were like, this is the first baby. And so they encourage that. They encourage us to bring our children. And here I am. This is why I invite you to claim things, to devote yourself. I went to Okinawa in March 2023, a couple months ago. Was I a -3 yet? No. But I am today. So what am I doing there? I'm choosing my trade. I'm choosing where I'm going next. I'm looking at my life and I'm actually saying, I'm here for this. I'm here for every step of the way. And like Daniel mentioned, I love that he was so masculine with all of his, shares on the business. Something I want to say is you guys will be surprised at how affiliate marketing and network marketing is literally the next industry that is going to be making more millionaires on this earth than any other industry. And I know the things that you have about network marketing might be a little resistant or whatever that is, and people say whatever they want to say. Trust me, let people say what they want to say, because they will not be standing up here on the stage with you. The people who will be standing up here on the stage with you will be those who support you, those who have your back, those who make you stand a little bit taller in life. And that's what my community has done for me. Thank you. So I'm going to close it with just some images of Enagic hot springs. If you guys want to take pictures of these, everybody loves when we share these. This hot spring is amazing. I recommend going there. It's 40 meters deep. There's Enagic. There's Kongan machines all over to fill up water as well. Here's some images of the Enagic kindergarten. Okay, yeah, there's a kindergarten. There's machines in the kindergarten as well. So anybody selling to schools, show them these pictures. Here's the Enagic turmeric farm. And here's the bowling alley. That's a picture of Jess as well. All right, you guys, let's give a big round of applause for Mr. Oshiro and his wife. Thank you, and I just want to do what we do when we're in Japan is just bow to you. Thank you.